Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild. Today, we take on the curious case of the New York Jets. We are post-trade deadline in the NFL in real life, and the Jets somewhat blew up the team. They didn't fully go all in on blowing up their entire roster, trading away every good player, obviously, but they traded away two of their most expensive slash two of their best players overall wise. That it being Sauce Gardner traded to the Indianapolis Colts and Quinnen Williams traded to the Dallas Cowboys. So we are going to be picking up right in the middle of the season, week number 10. I have gone through and made sure each NFL team's record is exactly how it is in real life, since there is no start today feature for the NFL. At least I don't think there is. Maybe there is. I don't know. I didn't want to play online. You have to be online to do start today anyway, so I didn't want to do that anyway. It's too laggy and all that kind of stuff. So I just went through and I made each record how it is. Now, obviously, the stats and all that kind of stuff is going to be changed, but the records are how they are. We have all of the draft picks that we needed. We got the draft picks from the Sauce Gardner trade, which are the 2 first-round picks. We got the draft picks from the Cowboy trade, which was a second-round pick this year and a first-round pick next year. So we have 2 first-round picks this year, 3 first-round picks in 2027. There's a world where this Jets team can win a Super Bowl in a couple of years. Obviously, we're going to have to change playbooks if we want to do that, but we got to figure some things out. What our quarterback situation is going to be. Is it going to be Justin Fields? I don't know. We still have Garrett Wilson. We still have Breece Hall. There are still some talented players on this team that the Jets didn't trade away. So can we build around those guys, or do we trade them away to get even more draft capital? All that and more is going to happen in today's video. So if you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, join the Juice Club, and let's get into rebuilding this Jets team because they are just tragically bad. So here we are. We pick up week number 10, like I mentioned. If we go over here to the schedule or the standings, every team's record is how it is in real life at this point of recording the video right after the trade deadline has happened. We are 1-7. We are in prime position to win the first overall pick. If we go over here to our draft capital, we have currently the 3rd overall pick, then the 32nd pick, thanks to the Colts being really, really good this year. And then we have the 2nd round pick from Dallas this year, number 46. And then the 1st round pick from Dallas and the 1st round pick from Indianapolis. So 3 first round picks in 2027, plus 2 first rounders this year, 2 second rounders this year. We can make some things happen. Now, I don't have a real life draft class. I have an auto-generated draft class because I wanted to go in not knowing who's going to be good or not, because kind of at this point, when you're using the same draft classes over and over again for different rebuilds, you kind of get to know who's going to be good, and then that's not really fun. So if you go auto-generated, it's different every time. Now you kind of know what positions are going to be good, like defensive tackles usually going to be pretty good. There's going to be some good linebackers. There's going to be some edge rushers. So some of the positions are always the same, but the players are different. So it's more of a challenge to find those good players. But this is what the team looks like post-trade deadline for the Jets. We have Justin Fields, we have Garrett Wilson, we have Breece Hall, we have 2 very good tackles in Armand Membu and Fashanu. I forget which way you pronounce it. Oh, which way is it? Is it Fashanu or Fashanu? I think it's Fashanu, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. We have Tittman, yep. And we have AVT. So, and Simpson's a very good veteran offensive lineman as well. So we are in a good position on the offensive line. Mason Taylor's a fine tight end. He could develop. We have Adonai Mitchell, or AD Mitchell, as our addition from the Colts thanks to the trade with Sauce Gardner. So I put him in the slot for this season because I really want Adonai Mitchell to possibly develop. That could be a fun little storyline in this rebuild as Mitchell develops into a good player. We have Will McDonald. We got a decent player, a couple decent players in defense. No Sauce Gardner anymore. Does kind of hurt, but Thomas is pretty good. So he should be fine. Jarvis Brownlee's a fine player as well. Stevens got star dev. We've got Mozzie Smith from the Colts, or from the Cowboys, I mean. Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald could be a nice edge rushing pairing. There's still some work to do. This team's still pretty bad, but we do have draft pick capital to work with, and we have at least in Madden, a very developable quarterback in Justin Fields. And I think he's going to be our guy. I don't want to get rid of Justin Fields just yet. So what I'm going to do is here, we're going to finish season 1. We're going to simulate the rest of the year, not make any more trades. We're going to stick in the same playbook. Hopefully that gets us a bunch of losses so we can have a top draft pick. Then next season, I'm going to switch to Baltimore offense to get Justin Fields into a Lamar Jackson style role. And maybe that can take Justin Fields to the next level. We'll see what happens there. But I'm going to simulate the rest of the season. We do have negotiations to talk about. We want to bring back all of these guys. Let's just start right here. Breece Hall, I'm not going to trade. I'm going to keep him around. They kept him around in real life. We're going to keep him around in this rebuild as well. We could probably get at least 2 first-round picks back for Breece Hall, but we're not going to do that. At least not right now. We're going to keep Breece Hall back. We have a ton of money to spend, so we can afford it. We want AVT back as well. He's a great young offensive guard, only 26 years old. We got plenty of time to develop him into a great player. He's already a great player, and he's going to come back. Perfect. We are at $145 million. We probably need to bring back a few other people, but a lot of these guys are just bums. We'll accept the option probably on Will McDonald. We can replace all of these guys in just natural things. We got to get rid of Alan Lazard. He's not coming back. John Mechie, probably not coming back. John Simpson, I'd like to have a backup option for John Simpson. Maybe we draft somebody in the draft this year. It's hard to tell. I will sign Tony Adams back. Thank God they finally changed his profile picture or whatever, his portrait, because he had a giant head for some reason. So Tony Adams will come back because we don't have a backup plan for that. Andre Cisco, I will bring back as well. Same kind of deal for Tony Adams, but if we can find somebody to replace Andre Cisco, that's maybe better. And to be fair, he's 25 years old, 78 overall star dev, not that bad. Although he says he doesn't want to come back for that kind of money, so we'll have to get him back later. Quincy Williams, Khalil Herbert's a backup. We don't need him. John Simpson for $25 million is a little bit expensive. I don't know about that. We might save those guys for the end of the season, in the offseason. Let's submit the rest of the year, see how the team does. Hopefully it's not very good, and then we can go into the offseason, refresh, reset, and get ready for the actual rebuild to start. We finished the year 3-14, so we actually won a couple extra games, 2 more games after we simulated, which is okay as long as we didn't ruin our draft spot. We are still the worst team, well, tied for the worst team in the AFC with the Browns, who also went 3-14. So we're not going to have the number 1 overall pick, but we'll have top 3, I would assume. Let's take a look at those stats, though. Let's take a look at those stats. We're going to be moving playbooks, but Justin Fields did not have a good year. He's just not the kind of guy in this type of playbook to do well. Breece Hall had a fine season, not a lot of touchdowns. Garrett Wilson did okay. Adonai Mitchell in the slot did pretty well. I'm excited about that. I'm hoping he can develop because I think that'd be a fun little storyline. And then defensively, 198 tackles. I did see that led the team. Jamie Sherwood, beast. Quincy Williams did well. Tony Adams did well. Tackle for loss, Will McDonald had 12. Jermaine Johnson, 11. Sack leader was Jermaine Johnson with 7. Maybe he can go up to star dev. That'd be huge. McDonald had 4.5. So did Harrison Phillips. Interception numbers. Thomas had 3. That's big. He's a rookie. Stevens had 2. And then a couple for 1 for each for a couple guys. All right. Well, that's our season. That's season 1 done. Now the rebuild can actually start. Now that we've gotten through season 1, we can change playbooks. I'll probably stay in Jets defense because I don't really know how that simulates, to be honest. It's going to be Colts and Packers in the Super Bowl. So I guess Colts going all in on Sauce Gardner works out for them, and our second draft pick is guaranteed to be either 31 or 32 this year because we have the Colts first round pick. It depends on what they do. They will be the champions. We have pick 32 in the draft, along with a top 3 pick of our own pick. But that kind of sucks. The Colts won the Super Bowl. I was kind of hoping they'd not make the playoffs after such a good start, but they did it. Jonathan Taylor is the champion. Sauce Gardner is a Super Bowl champion now. Congratulations to him. We don't win any awards. All right, there we go. We move on to the offseason. We know what our draft picks are now. At least we know what one of them is guaranteed because it's Colts. So let's get to negotiations because we do need to finalize these guys. We'll accept the option on Will McDonald to bring him back. I hope he can develop. He is 27 at this point. I will slightly bump up the offer for Andre Sisco. I don't want to go too crazy, but he's going to return. Okay. I think that's a fine deal. Maybe a little bit expensive. Quincy Williams is 30, and that really scares me, but I don't really have another option right now. So if he wants to come back, he doesn't. Okay, you know what? I'm not upset about that. What's the franchise tag? 12 million? That's not that bad. If we need to franchise tag somebody, I think it might be him. I can spend 12 million on Quincy Williams. That's actually probably more than what I was going to pay him anyway. So I don't think I need any of these guys back. I do like Josh Myers, but we have a center anyway in Tittman, so we're fine there. I'll franchise tag Quincy Williams, and we will move on past him. John Simpson, it's a lot of money for 2 seasons of John Simpson. He is a fine offensive guard, veteran. I think I'll pay him. I don't really want to, but I think I will offer him a contract. He might not even accept this. He's going to accept. Okay, so he's back. We have plenty of money. It's not like it's going to kill us to bring him back. Let's take a look at the team and see if there's any dev trade upgrades to look at. I was hoping Mitchell would get an upgrade, but he doesn't. He stays at normal dev. Everybody stays the same on the offense. On defense, Sherwood, I think, is now star. I think he was normal previously, so that's huge. Tony Adams is superstar. I definitely think he was not superstar before. And it looks like everybody else stays the same. All right, totally fine. I need these 2 guys on the edge to develop, because if they can do that, we can be in a pretty good spot. Let's move to free agency. Every once in a while, you'll get a free agency in the first year that has a really good player, like an Aiden Hutchinson or somebody like that. This time, we don't get that. We get Javonte Williams, Joe Batonio, Taylor Moton, Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle. All right, so the Eagles didn't re-sign Jalen Phillips, which means they got a half-a-year rental for him, and they didn't even win the Super. They didn't even make the Super Bowl. Daniel Jones goes into free agency after winning the Super Bowl. He's got 4 teams interested in him. Very interesting there. I wonder what the Colts are going to do now. Are they going to just stick with Anthony Richardson or maybe draft somebody? I don't know. I mean, they don't have a first-round pick anymore, so who knows what they do. As far as what we do, I don't think we spend any money. I mean, I don't see anybody here that either makes us better or starts for us. There's nobody here that I really need. I mean, maybe we need a linebacker. Do we need like a Will linebacker or a Sam linebacker or something? We got Ivan Pace. He's got 6 offers though. I don't think that's probably a little bit too much to go after him. I mean, we have the money to pay him, obviously, but I don't know if I want to pay him. I do like Willie Gay. And having Gay here and then having Cox here. Gay and Cox might be guys that I go after. I'm intrigued by them. I'm intrigued by Cox. He's interested, but he's 28. It's probably not the right move, especially because he's got 2 offers. I'm not going to outbid for him. And then Gay, he never really develops. He kind of just gets lost every time I sign him. So even though I am a big Gay guy, I will just leave him in free agency for somebody else. DJ Wanham, we don't need any edge rushers. I want to stay with the 2 guys that we have, unless we find somebody in the draft, obviously, but I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. Evan Neal. Now, that's an interesting one. I may offer Evan Neal a contract. I may do it. I know he hasn't turned out to be what the Giants fans wanted him to be, but Evan Neal as a guard option, even if he's a backup, might not be the worst thing in the world. At tight end, we got Mason Taylor. We're pretty good there. Wide receiver, there's not really anything we need to do. We have Garrett Wilson. I don't think we need anybody else. We have Adonai Mitchell as well. Although we are pretty thin because I do see a lot of our former receivers in free agency here. So we did let a lot of them go. I may need to offer one person. Elijah Moore is only 26. That feels illegal that he's that young. He seems like he's been in the league forever. Let's see. Do I just bring back John Mechie? Yeah, let's just bring back John Mechie. I wasn't planning on it, but he's here. He's cheap. We need a 3rd receiver right now until we get in the draft, so let's just bring back John Mechie. And those are probably going to be the only guys that we go after. It's not going to be a very impactful or very important free agency, but these guys are nice backups to have. Mechie and Neal sign their deals. They're fine players to have on the team. I don't hate it. We just need to go into free agency or go into the draft with some good intentions. Although I probably should sign a backup tight end. I didn't realize we only had one tight end on the roster. So let's go sign a backup tight end. None of these guys have any offers. It doesn't really matter who it is. Let's just go for Noah Fant. It literally does not matter who it is. They just need to be a backup. So Noah Fant can be our guy. And he does sign. So he's now back up to Mason Taylor. Let's get to the draft, or let's get to the final pro day, final scouting day, whatever it's called. We got to remember to change our playbook to Ravens playbook to give Justin Fields the best chance. Top 5 quarterback, Jose Batten, 6'6", strong arm quarterback. He's got great strength, elite throw power. Oh my God, do I just give up on Justin Fields and take this guy? He looks like a menace. Okay, that is very intriguing. I wasn't expecting that. I did scout this corner, Julius Phillips. He's got a lot of good measurables. He looks like a good player. I also scouted this guy, Mitchell Osborne, because we could use an extra D tackle, and he looks like a great player too. Okay, so with figuring out that there's also a left tackle. I didn't even see this. There's a left tackle here that's top 5 as well. I want to know about this wide receiver. I want to know about probably a safety. Is there a USC strong safety in here? There's not a USC strong safety, at least not at the top. There's one down here, but I doubt he's going to be any good. Usually when you get the USC strong safeties, they are top of the board, and it's not anything that I'm seeing right now. There's not even really a free safety that I like. What about corner? Is there any other corner? We could definitely use an extra corner. We've got potentially one good one here in Nate Johnson. He could be decent. He's got the measurables. He's 6 foot. He's got good press. His man and zone are both B. We already know about Julius Phillips. I think I want to know about Nate Johnson, because I could be taking a corner in this draft. That's definitely something that could happen. What about will linebackers? Is there anybody like freaky good? There's a couple of elite speed. There's 3 elite speed guys. This Zaire Deloach dude looks like an animal. He's got elite speed, elite acceleration, elite agility, great change of direction. He looks like a freaking monster. I got to know about him. He's guaranteed scout. I don't know if we're going to draft him, but he's guaranteed to get scouted. That's for sure. Let's go to the mock draft, see what our pick actually is, because I was kind of thinking top 3. Let's find out. It is top 3. The Browns are taking the quarterback at 2. The Browns are taking the quarterback. Do I trade up one spot to get Jose Batten or Batten? Batten? I'm going to call him Batten. He doesn't exist. Jose Batten. He's a top 5 talent. Zach Robertson's a round 1 talent at receiver. Julius Phillips round 1. We knew that. Nate Robinson's round 1. Or Nate. Did I say Nate Robinson? Nate Johnson. Excuse me. I don't see the other guy that we scouted. The linebacker's not in the first round. Ugh. Do I stick with Justin? Because if I go Jose Batten, I'll give him the Cleveland or the Bengal playbook so that he skyrockets in 1 year. But if we stick with Justin Fields, I'll try out the Raven playbook. And I do love Justin Fields, man. I really want to see him succeed in the NFL, but it might be too late for him. He just can't figure out how to read defenses for some reason. Do I go with the quarterback? It wouldn't take that much to trade up. It's only 1 spot. We don't necessarily need a tackle either because we have Membu and Fashanu. So what do I do? I don't know. What do I do? Round 3 to 4 for Zaire Deloach. So he's really just all speed. Very interesting. Okay, we'll stay away from him then. He's really just fast. That's really rare. Usually when you get that good combination of athletic stats, like physical stats in a Madden generated player, usually they're really, really good. But I mean, he's got good stuff. He probably just doesn't have a good dev trait. Very interesting. He looks like a freak though. But he might just be all athlete and nothing else. Interesting. What do I do with the pick? What do I do with the pick? Do I trade up one spot, take the quarterback, or keep Justin Fields on the team? How much are the Browns asking for the second overall pick? They also have the 9th pick. How much are they asking for? That's not too bad. We'd have to give up a little bit more, but that's not too bad. 32nd pick does nothing. There's no trade packages for the second overall pick. I'd probably have to give up one of my first round picks next year, wouldn't I? And I don't really want to do that. Even though we do have the potential of getting a generational quarterback on our team, if this was like Cleveland Browns franchise, I would totally do it. But in a rebuild, I feel like I can make it work with Justin Fields. I know that sounds a little crazy, but in the game of Madden, it's really easy to develop a quarterback. And I think I can do that. I think I can turn him around. I'm going to stay at 3. I don't know what we do at 3, since the quarterback's going to be off the board, but I'm going to stay at 3 and not take the quarterback. The left tackle goes 1 to the Giants. We'll see. Maybe the Browns pass on him. I doubt it, but maybe they do. Nope, they took him at 2. Okay, so he goes at 2. We are up at 3. We could take the projected guy, Victor Feliz, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. Or we could take Mitchell Osborne or Zach Robertson. We are looking for an extra receiver. We have Garrett Wilson, we have Adonai Mitchell, and technically John Mechie, but nobody else after that. He looks like a very good player, but I don't know if he's worth top 3. Then you got Mitchell Osborne, who is a pretty good defensive tackle. I am looking for another defensive tackle. Pretty much I'm looking for 2 defensive tackles because I don't know how long Harrison Phillips has as a top D tackle. And then we got Julius Phillips, who we scouted. Looks very good. Ran a 4.3. He's probably going to be gone by our final pick of the first round. But we also have Nate Johnson here as another corner who doesn't look as good, at least physically, but he looks pretty good skill-wise. So I would be okay with taking either Phillips or Johnson. I think I'm going to take... Do I really take a receiver number 3 overall? I think I'm going to take Mitchell Osborne. I know that sounds a little strange. I feel like he's not good enough to be number 3 overall, but I think I'm going to grab him. I'm going to take him number 3 overall. He ends up being number 14 in true value. Hidden dev, so we reached a little bit, which I pretty much knew we were going to reach a little bit. I'm okay with that. I guess I'll be okay with that as much as I can be until we find out who this next pick is. So Nate Johnson got taken number 12 by the Steelers, so both of my options at corner are gone. Deloach is available. Do I really reach on a will linebacker that is just athletic? I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can reach on a guy that's simply just athletic. He's 5'11", 233. Does he profile as a corner? Could he be a corner? I know he's pretty big to be a corner. 233 is a little hefty to be a corner, but 5'11", 233 is a little small to be a linebacker. He's got the speed to run with everybody. Well, maybe not. He ran a 4.6. He's got linebacker speed. But do I take him here, or would he fall to the second round? Would he fall to the second round? When's our next pick? Round 2, pick 3. I think I'm going to take him in the second round. I don't think I'm going to take him first round. I think that's a little bit of a reach. I don't want to get too crazy there. There's this guy, Cody Drayton. Run stopper, not the greatest athlete, but he's got good hit power, good block shed. Finesse moves are fine. The Sam linebackers are completely gone. The edge rushers we don't need. Unless there's a good one, but it doesn't look like there is. What about guard? I am in on guard if there's one available. But all the good guards are gone, it looks like. All the good offensive linemen in general are gone. Very interesting. This was not a good offensive line class, at least not a deep offensive line class. I don't know where I'm going to do in this pick. I kind of like the look of Cody Drayton, but I can't take him in the... I can't take him with the 32nd pick. Did I look at Jonathan Downey? He's got elite speed. I think I'm going to take Jonathan Downey. He's number 87 in true value, normal dev. Oh, it's a whiff. It's a real big whiff. Okay. It's a miss. I will admit that. It is a miss. I'm going to grab Zaire DeLoach. Just purely athleticism, I have to know. He does have hidden dev. 86 speed, 90 excel. 5'11", 233. He kind of looks like a corner. I know he's not going to be that good at corner, but I feel like he could play there. I don't know. Very interesting player. Very interesting player. There's a tight end here, Tim Reynolds, 6'5" out of Louisville, with great speed. His catching's an A. He looks like just an all-around fine player. I think the last thing that we could use is a corner. But I think all of the corners are going to be gone. LeCambrick Humphrey. It's kind of an insane name. He doesn't look that good. I wish he looked good because his name is crazy. Enrique Jenkins. Okay, let me go by speed. Speed's always a good indicator of who's going to be good. So we've got a couple of great speed, a lot of great speed guys, actually. There's an elite acceleration player down here, Raphael Walton. He's round 3 to 4. Interesting. He's only got good speed, though. I'm not that upset about an Enrique Jenkins type. He's 6'2". He's got great speed, great acceleration. He ran a 4.3. Good man coverage guy. I'm going to take him. See what he's got. He's number 81 in true value. Okay, we are whiffing on players. We are whiffing. Hopefully the Jets don't do that in real life. That'd be really bad for their fans. Really, really bad for their fans. This is probably going to be the last pick that I make myself. We'll let the CPU handle the rest of it. Is there a quarterback that's late that I didn't look at? No. Wide receiver. I guess wide receiver is the last thing that we could actually take here. There's a couple elite acceleration. Actually, there's a lot of elite acceleration guys available. They're all like day 3 undrafted guys. Is there any like big body? Not really. They're all small. Of course they are. 5'10". Tremaine Scruggs. Great speed, elite acceleration. Ran a 4.3. I'll grab him. Number 79 in true value. He's got 95 speed, 96 excel. That's kind of insane. We'll let the CPU handle the rest. Next year is going to be the big draft. We got 3 first-round picks next year. 3 first-round picks that we can work with next year. The recap is as follows. We got a 77 in Mitchell Osborne, and then we ran a run of 71 overall players. We got a 75 Akeem Bayless, who the CPU drafted. He could be the replacement for John Simpson. That's huge. The rest of the guys are kind of just whatever. Okay. I'll take it. Pretty good. Cam Albright is a 83 overall. Victor Feliz 81. We could have taken him, but I didn't take him. 79 for Jose Batten. He looks like a good player. In Sim, he probably goes crazy. Julius Phillips is a good player as well. I wanted him, but I just didn't think it was right to take him at 3. Maybe it would have been right. It was a good draft. It wasn't a great draft or anything by that means, but it was a fine draft. We did okay. I really think that if we change these playbooks, it's going to really help this team out. So let's just do that right now before I forget. So we're going to run a better offensive scheme, hopefully. Actually, looks like we have the same scheme. And then the defensive scheme is going to be a 4-3 cover 3. Sure, why not? And then we're going to run Baltimore offense to give Justin Fields the best chance to play like Lamar Jackson. We'll see what he does. Let's get the lineup all figured out here. Make sure everybody's where they need to be. All right. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we've got some interesting players, that is for sure. Deloach is going to start at Sam linebacker. I'm fine with that. He needs to get some play time. Osborne's going to be the backup D tackle. Corner still needs a little bit of work, but right now it's okay. We got 3 solid corners. Safety's fine for now. Linebacker's fine for now. All right, we'll see what happens. I'm going to make sure that Adonai Mitchell is still in the slot, and he's not. It's John Mechie. So let's make sure that the slot receiver is still Adonai Mitchell. I don't know why he would ever get taken out of that spot, but he's going to get bumped up because I want him to develop. And we will see what happens. I will simulate the year. We are in whatchamacallit playbook. Ravens playbook. We will simulate the season, see what happens, but really season 2's draft is going to be where it's at. Year 2's in the books, and we won 7 games. That's a big improvement over the, 3 wins that we had year 1. So I'll take that. The Ravens playbook works out a little bit. Justin Fields does fairly well. Not anything special, not anything to like yell about, but he did good. He also ran a little bit. Breece Hall in the Ravens playbook killed it this year, not in touchdowns, but in yards. He had a great year. Adonai Mitchell in the slot goes crazy. Maybe that'll finally get him to star dev. I hope so. We already know how good Garrett Wilson is. And then defensively, Quincy Williams leads in tackles just by 1. Sherwood was right there. It seems like these 3 guys are going to just dominate tackles. That seems like which is what they do. McDonald has 20 tackles for loss. He also led the team in sacks with 7. That's always good. The rookie Mitchell Osborne, 6.5. Love to see that. Interception numbers, only 3 on the season. Not turning the football over that much. But we weren't the worst team in the league this year. And the Colts actually had a bad year. They went 7-10 as well. So we're going to have guaranteed 2 fairly good draft picks. Nothing like special. Nothing top 5, I don't think. But probably 2 in the top 15, I would assume. It has to be. It's going to be the Colts and the Texans in the Super Bowl. Kind of a strange one. Wouldn't have predicted that. Colts, yeah, or Cowboys, yeah, because they simulate pretty well usually. But the Texans get it done. C.J. Stroud is a Super Bowl champion. Now let's get the others. Ohio State quarterback, a Super Bowl pretty soon. Season recap, Joe Mixon's the MVP of the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, MVP Player of the Year. We don't win any awards. So that Bengal playbook going crazy. Let's take a look at our team. Did we get any dev trade upgrades? Please tell me Adonai Mitchell. Dang. Adonai Mitchell still not star dev. Sucks. Fields has gone up to a 79. That's always good. Defense, Deloach is star dev. Tony Adams is an X factor now with this crazy tackle season that he keeps putting up. Osborne's looking good. We do need to replace Harrison Phillips pretty soon. These edge rushers are probably good enough to win us a championship. I hope so. We need to upgrade Quincy Williams. Cisco's fine, I think. If I go generate best lineup, what does that do? Nothing. I thought I'd put Bayless at starting guard, but we'll see what happens. We will move to contract negotiations. I'm not sure who's up for a new contract this year. I don't remember. Who do we got? We got Fashanu, who we can accept the option on. We got Joe Tippmann, who we definitely have to bring back. Jermaine Johnson, ugh. Justin Fields, ugh. Ugh. Okay. Wasn't planning on Justin Fields being up for a new contract. That's for sure. We definitely want Joe Tippmann back. That's guaranteed. He's one of the better centers we could get, so we're going to get him back. He's not super expensive, and he wants to be here, so he's going to return. Thank God. We needed that. Jermaine Johnson, I will bring back. I do believe we can win a Super Bowl with him as an edge rusher, so I will offer him a new contract. He will accept it. And now we get to the weird one. Justin Fields. I will offer Harrison Phillips a new contract, even though I am looking to replace him actively. I don't have a backup. We could just do Mozzie Smith. You know what? Let's just do Mozzie Smith. That's fine, unless I draft somebody. We're not going to pay Harrison Phillips. We'll re-sign Mozzie Smith, though. He's cheaper. And then he can be the backup. Unless we draft somebody else this year, which is always possible. But I'd rather save the money with Mozzie than pay Harrison Phillips. Quincy Williams is going to be gone. Is there any way I can trade these guys? Can I package Quincy? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Can I package Quincy Williams and Harrison Phillips for... God, I keep pressing the wrong button. Come on, Juice. Figure it out. Thank you. Let's trade Quincy Williams and Harrison Phillips, and maybe we could package them for something pretty good or something decent. We can get a safety. We can get a running back, a wide receiver. Nothing. Okay. All right. Well, we don't need safety because Tony Adams is an X factor now. Isaiah Rodgers is 29. Why does he have to be old? We don't really need Calvin Austin. I feel like it's a waste. Marshawn Lloyd at running back. Do we need a backup running back? I might as well get something for him. We don't need a backup running back, but might as well get something for him. But now we have to figure out what we do with Justin Fields. If I pay Justin Fields, we run out of money. Almost. If I franchise tag him, it's probably going to be close to, I don't know, probably $70 million or something, because quarterback franchise tags are crazy. I guess I should have paid more attention to what his contract situation was before passing on that quarterback, the rookie quarterback. I mean, there is a world where we draft a quarterback this year, but I kind of wanted to win the Super Bowl with Justin Fields. We got him up to a 79 in one season. He was, what, a 74? Do I pay Justin Fields? This may seem very stupid to a lot of you, but I'm going to pay Justin Fields. I know this is not the right move. We should just draft a quarterback and move on from Fields. Never mind. He doesn't want to play for me. What's the franchise tag? $68 million. I can't pay $68 million for Justin Fields. I just can't do it. That's not something I expected to have happen. I can trade Justin Fields, though. I can get Kenny Moore, Kyler Gordon, Graham Landry. I can get a superstar dev wide receiver from the Steelers, Graham Landry, and a third-round pick. Do I send Justin Fields back to the Steelers? That'd be hilarious. I kind of want to trade for that wide receiver, but is there another quarterback I can trade for? 87 overall already, and he's an X factor. Oh, I made the wrong decision. That's tough. That's real tough. Hands up, I did make the wrong decision. I should have drafted that guy. I knew he was going to be generational. I just, I didn't do it. I didn't make the decision to draft him. I could have done it easily. I've already won a Super Bowl Jackson Dart in one of these rebuilds before. I've never won a Super Bowl with Bryce Young, but he's very expensive. I can't afford that. Drake may have won a Super Bowl with Marcus Mariota's in the Raiders now. Daniel Jones is a Ram. I almost decided to win the Super Bowl when I did that Vikings rebuild on Halloween. I almost chose Spencer Rattler as my quarterback to win the Super Bowl with. I ended up going with Jalen Milroe, and we won the Super Bowl with him. Maybe now's the time to pull the trigger on the Spencer Rattler deal and try to win the Super Bowl with him. I think that could be pretty fun. We'll go Bengal playbook to get him his overall. And then he could be a very, very good superstar dev. Really? God, I really missed this draft, didn't I? I had a chance to draft him too. I missed the draft. Can I get Fuaga? Whoa. Justin Fields straight up for Spencer Rattler and Taliesin Fuaga? Okay. Didn't see that coming. We will have to re-sign Spencer Rattler. But I'll be more willing to pay him since we're going to go all in on him. Okay, didn't see this coming. We have Taliesin Fuaga now. I just kind of threw him in for the fun of it. I don't even know where he plays, to be honest with you, because we have Bayless, who's going to be the starting left guard for us this year. Maybe I can trade Fuaga for something else, because we don't need him. We have Membu. I just kind of threw him in to see what would happen. And it went through. I kind of didn't think it was going to go through. So Bayless will start over Simpson. I guess I can try to toss Fuaga in a trade now. He's going to have some value. He's a young offensive lineman. Jordan Battle, Deion Walker, Mike Holt. Yeah, he's got pretty good value, actually. We don't need any more offensive linemen. Let me look at the team and see what we need. What are we lacking in? We have Tony Adams. He's 28. He's an X factor. He's probably good enough to win us the Super Bowl. Cisco, same deal. Corner, I could definitely use a new corner. Linebacker, we have Zaire Deloach. I'm fine with that. Sherwood's good enough to win us the Super Bowl. We don't have a Sam linebacker. Jermaine Johnson, we need another D tackle, but we have Mozzie Smith to back him up. We have Will McDonald. We're just kind of fine on all defensive spots. So if I could trade Fuaga for a couple of defenders, maybe like a corner and a linebacker, I might be okay with that. What kind of corner can I grab from any of these guys? Can I get Jade Barron maybe? Riley Moss has developed into a star dev. Let's see. There's got to be a corner. I know that Benjamin Morrison goes crazy in these rebuilds, so I may just go for him. And then can I grab a safety or an edge rusher to go alongside that? Ladarius Rice. What kind of edge rushers are you working with? Defensive tackles, they got Ben Lopez. They've got Dorrance Armstrong. Okay, so they don't really have a lot to work with. I am intrigued by Ladarius Rice. So can I get these two guys for him? No, the Bucks have no money. I hate capital. I hate having cap room. Cap room's so brutal. Cap room sucks. Sauce Gardner, I'd love to have him. Let's see. Mike Sanders still. Marshall Lattimore's at an 81 now. There's got to be a trade. I just got to find the right person to trade for. Tariq Woolen is intriguing. They also have not a lot of linebacker depth. They have Derek Hall, who's cool. Byron Murphy's easy to trade for sometimes. They have an X-Factor edge rusher, Joey Magana. Okay. Tickle me intrigued. They don't like it. But I have draft capital to give you. I have a 2029 first-round pick to give you. And that goes through. We get Tariq Woolen and an X-Factor for Fuaga and a first-round pick. We didn't need Fuaga. Simply didn't need him. I just kind of got him for the fun of it. And now we have an X-Factor edge rusher in Magana, who, after a year of development, will be a stud. And we also have, what's-his-face? Let's turn Downey into a Sam linebacker just so he plays. And now we have a big-time corner in what's-his-face? Tariq Woolen. We were looking for an extra corner. He's superstar dev. He should be good. Okay. All right. I'm fine with that. I think that was the last negotiations we needed to handle. Yeah, because Rattler is next year. So we're going to move to Bengal Playbook for year 3 because it's going to get Spencer Rattler crazy good overall after one season. Jair Alexander, he's got 8 offers at 30 years old. Jamel Dean is the same overall, or the same age, 1 overall higher, and has no offers. Very interesting. I only have $48 million. I'm not really in the market for a big contract. I wouldn't hate having Kenny Clark, but I think I might just stay with Mozzie. He's only 75. It's not that big of a downgrade. He'll be fine. If I was going to sign anybody, it would probably be Jair. I would offer Jair a contract, but I don't know if that's the right move. Luke McCaffrey, didn't he just get injured for the season or something? Quarterback, you got Anthony Richardson. Jair wants to play for us. How much is he going for? 17 million? I may toss my hat in the ring for Jair. Where's that land us? Lands us third on his board. Do I really want to go any higher than that? Probably not. I think I just let it go. If he chooses to sign with us, that's awesome. If he doesn't, whatever. He chose to sign with us. Perfect. Okay, so we get an extra corner. So now we have not only Tariq Woolen, but we have Jair Alexander, who's an X Factor corner. That makes the cornerback room look a lot better now in terms of just pure abilities. And overall wise, they look a lot better. Maybe that's going to be good enough. Who knows? Let's save the rest of that money because we're going to have to pay Spencer Rattler next year. Which sounds crazy, but we're going to have to pay him. Because I believe in Joe Hendry. Let's get to the draft. We have 3 first-round picks. 3 of them things. And I didn't see where they were at. I should have looked. I didn't see. There's a top 5 free safety, Lamont Bolden. Oh, mama. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming whatsoever. What do I even need? We have guys that are just good everywhere or fine everywhere. I guess we could use an extra D tackle in case Mozzie's not good. So I'll scout like Trevor Beverly or something. Maybe he's going to be decent. And I guess we could look to upgrade either Jermaine Johnson or Will McDonald on the edge. We know that Pat O'Neill's a fine player, but he's not top 5. There's not really anybody here that's like a freak. Everybody's kind of just one-dimensional. I'll scout Jimmy Gutierrez. Maybe he's got something up his bag. And then the last position that we could actually use is not anymore at corner. No USC strong safety, unfortunately. I mean, I wouldn't pass up a corner if there's like a generational one, but it doesn't look like there is. Who are some of the fastest players in this draft in general? We got a guy running a 4.24 at wide receiver, TJ Robinson. He's a playmaker. I could be interested in him. We have a running back who ran a 4.3. The safety ran a 4.39. There's some freaky players in this. I think I'm going to scout TJ Robinson just because I'm curious. All right, well, we know the free safety's probably got to be one of the guys we take with one of these 3 first-round picks. How do we get him? Hopefully he's not getting projected very high. Mock draft number 5. Lamont Bolden is number 3 overall. Darn it. We have 7, we have 8, and we have 31. All right, well, Lamont Bolden needs to be on our team because then we can trade Andre Cisco and get something else to help us out. So I need to trade either 7 or 8 to get up to 3. That shouldn't be that difficult. Probably. Dolphins have 3. We have 7 and 8. Okay, that's pretty good. We can work with that. That gives me like a lot of room to work with. I can give like a 3rd-round pick in 2029. Hopefully we've won the Super Bowl by 2029, so we don't really want to care about that. I can give a 2nd-round pick too, I guess. And that is done. So we move up from 7 to 3 to take the free safety. We'll draft him, and then we'll trade Andre Cisco for something else that we may need. That'll be how we flip that. So Pat O'Neill goes number 1 to the Saints. They should probably take a quarterback. Then McLean goes number 3 to the Steelers. He's a quarterback. And we will take the safety, who's top 5. Looks like a freak. Oh, my God. He looks really good. All right. We're going to grab him. He ends up being number 4 in true value. He's hidden dev, 93 speed, 92 excel. He looks like a menace to society. He will start at free safety in the first season. We will trade Andre Cisco. Next up is probably Gutierrez, because Gutierrez looks pretty decent. What was that wide receiver? He's a day 3 guy. He's only fast. Why is it always guys that run the crazy speeds that are just only fast? Okay, so there's a couple decent linebackers. Denzel Rhodes looks pretty good. We've also got Max Lampman, who looks like he could be pretty solid. Trevor Beverly ends up being a round 1. Do I draft him and replace Mozzie, or do I trust Mozzie's going to develop? I don't think Mozzie's going to develop, but you never know. He could have a good season. Jimmy Gutierrez might be my guy. We need to probably get one guy to replace. I think I'm going to take him. We need to get one guy to replace either McDonald or he's got normal dev. Because we have that X Factor. Remember, we traded for that X Factor? We didn't know he was going to be 70. Well, we did know he's a 70 overall, but we traded for that X Factor. Hopefully he can turn into something. This Denzel Rhodes guy I looked at, he looked okay, so I'm going to grab him in the end of the first round. He's number 34 in true value, also normal dev. Not really hitting on the guys, are we? The dev traits, at least. Dev traits are kind of upsetting me. Sean Lung. Do I just take guys that are projected pretty good? Is that just what I draft? I think that might be just what I do. Sean Youngblood is next up. He's number 46 in true value. He also has normal dev. Am I really going to just draft a bunch of normal dev guys? Is that what my life has come to? Is the drafting god dead? The drafting god might be dead. There's nobody else that we can figure out who's good. We do know what we want, though. Michael Garcia. I'm going to take him. Michael Garcia is number 17 in true value. Hidden dev offensive lineman. The drafting god lives. Fourth round, this will probably be the last pick that I make. And it's probably going to be a defender of some sort. We know a little bit about the linebackers that are available, but they all suck. They're all big poopy heads. Big trash buddies. What kind of generational talents do we have over here? We have an elite speed Ben Burr. Really? I'll take him. He's number 316 in true value. He's garbage. But he's got a good name. So we will move on to the next season. Year number 3, we're going to switch to Cincinnati offense so that we can develop Spencer Rattler fairly quickly, just like we did with Jalen Milroe in the Vikings video. We got Lamont Bolden 80 overall, 74, 74, 73, 76 for Garcia. That was kind of a steal. The drafting god lives. And then Troy Howard is a 70 overall. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good. We got a pretty star-studded player. 2 very good offensive linemen, both 84 overall. This was actually a pretty crazy draft. The top 3 players are all offensive linemen, and then Lamont Bolden. A couple running backs, another guard. This is a pretty good draft for guards. If you needed guards, pretty good draft. But thankfully for us, we didn't need any guards. We have all of our guys. Our offensive line is actually pretty good. Let's get into this third season here. Let me adjust the lineup, make sure we got what we need. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Why in the world of sports is you playing over Vera Tucker? You should not be doing that. We're good there. We're good there. Spencer Rattler at quarterback. Yada, yada, yada. We're good here. DeLoach is playing there. Bolden is going to play. We're going to trade Cisco right now, so I don't forget. So Andre Cisco, Gonzo Alonzo. We could trade him for a D tackle to help out. Or we could trade him for a replacement safety. Ty Felton, we saw him develop like crazy in that Vikings video too. I'm just going to trade him to the Steelers for this other strong safety because then we have a backup plan for Tony Adams. If Tony Adams starts to regress, even though he is an X Factor, at least we'll have a little bit of a backup plan for him. So I think the last thing we need to do, other than generate this lineup, is to change the playbooks to give ourselves the best chance to win. So we'll go 76, it looks like. Yeah, 76. And then we'll go 77%. And we'll change the Cincinnati playbook and we'll be good to go. There we go. Spencer Rattler, developing. The season has finished, and we went 7-10 again, but you got to remember this year, first year with Spencer Rattler under center, we weren't trying to win games. We were trying to get his overall up to a respectable number, and I think we are on the good path to do that. We'll take a look at his overall in a second, but take a look at the stats in the Bengal playbook. He put up crazy numbers because that's what Bengal playbook does. You put up crazy individual numbers, but your team as a whole does not necessarily win a lot of games. But individually, you can have crazy good seasons, as you see by Joe Burrow winning Offensive Player of the Year or MVP almost every year. Great numbers for Rattler. Not great numbers for Brees Hall, but Bengal playbook does not prioritize the running back. But the receivers definitely get prioritized. Garrett Wilson puts up a great season. Adonai Mitchell has another great season. Maybe this time he'll finally get star dev. John Mechie has a phenomenal season. Maybe he'll get star dev. That'd be really interesting to see. And then defensively, the Jets playbook does prioritize a lot of tackles, I've noticed. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players over 100 tackles and one that got 150. A lot of tackles for this Jets playbook. 20 tackles for lots for Mitchell Osborne. He's going to end up being a really good player for us. 10.5 sacks, leads the team as well. Defensive tackle leading the team in sacks is kind of crazy, but it happened. And then 2 players with 4 interceptions. Lamont Bolden, the rookie free safety, gets 2. All right. Not too shabby. We could be better, obviously, but we're not in the right playbook to be better just yet. We needed to have that one season of Bengal playbook so that we could get Spencer Rattler's overall up to a good number, and I think we've done that. We'll take a look at it in the Super Bowl week. As it is, oh, what do you know? Eagles and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Even, what, 3 years into the franchise? It's still the same 2 teams that it always is. We are going to have to pay Rattler this offseason, which is a little bit annoying, but we should have enough money to take care of that. We got some upgrades to handle, so we'll do that real quick. We've got the recap. Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Mahomes is both league MVP and MVP of the Super Bowl. No awards for any of us, any of our players, which isn't the end of the world. It's just a little annoying. And here we go into season number 3 offseason, right? So Spencer Rattler is now an 80 overall. That's a respectable number for a starting quarterback in this league. I'm okay with Spencer being 80 overall. I think it's time to switch. We got the Bengal playbook to get him to a good overall. Now it's time to go hard for the win. So what I think we're going to do is Adonai still at normal dev. Why can he not go up to star? He's like allergic to going up to star. We've got Lamont Bolden being an X factor, which is not surprising. He was amazing in the draft. We've got Osborne being superstar dev. Magana's now X factor. He's probably got to play at some point, doesn't he? He's probably got to play. I don't know where he plays, but he's probably got to play somewhere. Can he play Sam linebacker? Probably not. He's more of a power rusher. His cover skills are non-existent. He probably can't. No, he's more of a rusher. He's a rusher. We'll see what happens with him. But I think it's time to go into a playbook that'll actually win us some games. So we'll figure that out as we head into the next regular season. We got to get through this offseason, though. We got to pay Spencer Rattler, so we have our quarterback. I guess we could trade him again if we wanted to. Membu will have his option accepted. Sherwood's up for a new contract. Will McDonald, Stevens, Mitchell. There's Rattler. Rattler, thankfully, is not asking for that much. I mean, it's a lot to pay for a guy like Rattler, but we don't have any other options, and we need a quarterback. So, yes, I should have paid. I should have traded up for the Browns quarterback, the guy that they got. I get it, but I didn't do that. And so now we're left with building the team around Spencer Rattler. Oh, where else do I go with this money? We got $28 million. I'd like to bring Adonai Mitchell back, but does he even do anything for us? Is it even worth spending the money on him? I'll give him a little bit of money, see what happens. He's going to return. Okay. So Adonai Mitchell's back. He'll probably be in the slot once again. I think this last $19 million we need to spend on Will McDonald. I know that Jamie Sherwood's a great player, but... Or maybe we don't need to spend it on Will McDonald. We have Jimmy Gutierrez and Joey Magana. Maybe we spend it on Jamie and Sherwood, and we trade McDonald away, which I don't necessarily want to do, but Sherwood's been a great player for us. He's been getting like 150 tackles every season. He's going to return to the team. That leaves us with what? $7 million? $5 million. I hate to do it, but I feel like we should trade away Will McDonald. We can get back Mike Sanderstill is not a bad option. You know what? I might do that. Give me Mike Sanderstill. It's an extra corner to have, especially because we're going to be losing Brandon Stevens. So basically, Sanderstill comes in and replaces him immediately. Noah Fant is gone. Can I trade him for another tight end? Is there another tight end I can grab for Noah Fant? Probably not. Colson Loveland's only an 83 overall. He hasn't developed that much. He could be slightly easy to get. I don't know. I don't want to spend too much money or too many assets on a tight end. I'm not trying to get crazy. Oronde Gadsden's an X factor now. Okay. That's kind of cool. Tyler Warren would be sick. Can I get Tyler Warren? Not for Noah Fant. I knew that. I just wanted to test it out. Just give me the young Jerry Jackson. I'm okay with that. Our draft capital is starting to run a little bit low. I did trade my first and second in 2029, so we got to be worried about that. Hopefully we're a good team, though, and we don't have to worry about it too much. 6th round pick this year. Okay, so that's our backup tight end figured out. The rest of these guys can just walk, I think. And we will move on to basically the draft, because I don't think free agency is going to have anything for us. At least it might have something for us, but we don't have the money to pay them. It is Cooper DeJean, Joe Alt, Nolan Smith. Wow. Okay, this is actually a loaded free agency. There are some really, really good players in here. Why is this the one year that I don't have any money? Because Joe Alt would be really cool to bring in. We could slide somebody to guard, I would assume, right? Membu or Fashanu could go to guard, probably. Wouldn't be that difficult to believe. Why is Vera Tucker not starting at guard? That's weird. We've got our offensive line figured out. We've got Mason Taylor. We've got Jerry Jackson. We've got quarterback. We got running back. We got 2 receivers. Defense is probably good enough to win a Super Bowl. I think. I mean, we got 4 corners that are good. We got some linebackers. We got some safeties. We got some defensive ends. We don't really have edge rusher. Edge rusher is the one thing that we're kind of lacking in. But I think the combination, or the 3-man booth of Jermaine Johnson, Gutierrez, and Magana can get it done. I don't know, man. We'll switch playbooks. We'll go to a Buffalo or a Philadelphia, something that we know is going to be successful like it always is. Joel, I think, signed with the Titans, if I'm not mistaken there. Free agency recap. Let's take a look at this private workout stuff. So we have a top 10 pick, I think. I think it was number 7 we had. So edge rusher would be my number 1 need, I think. Either that or linebacker. There is a top 5, a projected top 5 guy, but he's round 1. It's Raekwon Boone. And then we've got a couple of guys down here. Let me scout Shane Quincy and Rashawn Hamilton. I want to know about both of them. And then I probably want to know about... Do I want to know about any of the D tackles? We only have the 1 first-round pick, so we got to make it count with whoever we take. So I should probably scout another edge rusher. Let me scout Jaden Hitchcock. I feel like that's our weakest point, is edge rusher. So we're going to scout that and probably take that with one of our with our 7th overall pick. I think it's 7, if I'm not mistaken. So Raekwon Boone goes number 2 overall, projected. The Lions actually have the 2nd overall pick. Corey Wilcox is going 5. They have us taking a defensive tackle. I think we can get away with Mozzie Smith being our 2nd D tackle. I think there's a world where we can get away with that. Hitchcock's around 2 to 3. Rashawn Hamilton's around 2 to 3. So it looks like Shane Quincy's around 1. So it looks like either I have to settle for Shane Quincy or I trade up for one of the other 2. Because Raekwon Boone's going top 3, I think. Quincy could be good. Or I trade up for Corey Wilcox, who I think was also going top of the draft. He'd probably be a little bit easier to get. How good is the Raekwon dude? Raekwon Boone, how good is he? 6'1" speed rusher. He's actually not as athletic as the other dude, Wilcox, but he looks okay. He doesn't look. I think Wilcox actually might look a little better than him. Corey Wilcox, where was he projected to go? He was projected later, I think, right? He's projected 5 to the 49ers. I think I might trade up from 7 to 5 to get Corey Wilcox. That might be what I do. I think he looks a little bit better than the Raekwon Boone dude. So let's swap with the Niners. Not gonna take that much to get the picks, so we'll give one of our second or 6th round picks that we have. That is close, but no cigarette. We'll give a round 5, and that is close. I'll give a 7. I have 3 7s next year, so I can give a bunch of them if I have to. Just keep loading up on 7s. And they still don't accept it. Okay. I guess I'll get my 7 this year then. And they finally accepted. Okay, so we move up from 7 to 5 to take the edge rusher. Hopefully it's worth it. Hopefully he's good. He should be. He should be pretty good. He is on the board. Raekwon Boone goes number 2 overall, but I think Wilcox is better than him. At least he looks better athletically. And he looks better attribute-wise, so skill-wise. So we'll take him. He ends up being number 19 in true value, hidden dev. He'll probably play. He'll probably play. I am kind of curious now how good Raekwon Boone was. We go to the 2nd round now, and I have no idea what we go with here. We might take a linebacker like Eric Alexander with elite speed. How can I pass that up? He's number 79 in true value, hidden dev, but he might be better than the Downey guy that we have playing Sam linebacker right now. That could be a possibility. And he's got a dev trait, which the Downey dude does not have a dev trait. Didn't mean to back out there. Okay, so we should probably think about getting a quarterback just in case we can't get Spencer Rattler to work. Is there any quarterback here that is any good? The fastest quarterback is this guy, Brendan Galloway. Okay. What about throw power? We have a couple elite throw power guys. Aaron Odom and Jason Terrell. Jason Terrell is 6'5", 220 pounds. He's undrafted. Very interesting. He cannot move in the pocket. He is tragically slow. It's almost scary how slow he is. Brendan Galloway. Probably not a 2nd round talent. Not even a 3rd round talent, I wouldn't think. Are there any speed guys available in the running back position? Nope, doesn't look like it. We could use another wide receiver, but I think I might just pass on wide receiver. We're fairly good there. I don't even really know what else we could use. We could always use extra linebacker, I guess. Dylan Higgins. Let's take Dylan Higgins. Sure, why not? Number 99 in true value. Normal dev, but he's pretty solid athlete-wise. Let's just go to the end of the draft. I don't know. Let the CPU handle whatever we need, because I don't know what we need. I feel like we've got the team that can win a championship. The rest of the team around us is good, as long as Spencer Rattler does his job. 76 overall for Wilcox, 71 for Alexander. A couple guys are bad, but that's whatever. How good was that other dude? He ends up being, he's not at the top here. Where's he at? Raekwon Boone is a 77, so he's not that much higher overall than our guy Corey Wilcox. I think I'm okay with that because Wilcox seems to be slightly better. He's slightly faster. I like him. I think I like him a little bit better. We'll figure it out. What playbook should we go into now? Now that we got Rattler upgraded to like an 80 overall with the Bengal playbook, we should probably switch to a playbook that actually wins us games. So we will go and do that. We should probably switch to... I need to make sure Adonai's in the slot still. No, they got John Mechie. You know what? John Mechie can be in the slot this year. Because I really don't... Mainly, I don't feel like switching going to the depth chart and switching it. That's why he's going to stay in the slot. All right, so what playbook should we go to? Our schemes are not good. Got to get the right scheme. We actually don't have very many people that fit the scheme, so 65, I guess. And then defensive scheme, looks like 79 is the best we can work with here. All right. Well, we're not going to be in Bengal playbook anymore. We could go to Buffalo. We know Buffalo is consistently good. And that's probably the one that let's just go to Buffalo. We know Buffalo is going to win us games, so just go to Buffalo. Don't make it any more difficult than it has to be. Spencer Rattler, 80 overall. He's going to put up numbers in the Buffalo playbook. And more importantly, our team is going to put up numbers because we're actually going to win games this year. So I'm going to simulate the season. This should be our first playoff appearance. Maybe it's our first Super Bowl. Who knows? We'll find out. The season is over and we win 13 games and the #1 seed. So, yeah, just kind of sucks that you gotta put specific playbooks out there to have your team perform good in sim, but that's just the way that the game is. It's just kind of stupid. But this actually was a pretty competitive division or conference this year. A lot of teams were right there with us. The Chargers were right there, the Titans were right there, the Dolphins were right there. A lot of teams right there for the 1 seed, but we just happened to squeak it out. As far as the stats go, Spencer Rattler put up 4,000 yards, 39 touchdowns to just 10 interceptions. That's a pretty solid season from our #1 quarterback. 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns for Breece Hall. I'd love for that to be Offensive Player of the Year, but who knows? Garrett Wilson gets 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Adonai Mitchell, even not in the slot, puts up 955 and 4. Mechie gets 12 touchdowns. All right. Nice to see. Defensively, Zaire Deloach, that athleticism coming into play. He gets 131 tackles. Sherwood 115. Woolen has 108. Tackle for loss leader is again Mitchell Osborne. He's such a freak. He's so good. Magana comes in and puts up 11 sacks. You can tell that the X Factor is starting to take over because Magana was nothing. He was like a 75, and now he's got 11 sacks, and he's probably going to be like an 82 or something. He's insane. Mitchell Osborne has 10. Johnson has 8.5, and so does Jimmy Gutierrez, so maybe he can develop. Deloach, Thomas, Woolen, and Bolden all have 2 interceptions. So the Jets defense puts up a few interceptions this year. That's nice to see. And we are in the playoffs against the Buffalo Bills, the team we stole their playbook from. Please, Madden, do not screw me like you usually do, where you give us a good regular season but then kill us in the playoffs first game. Okay. All right. That's good. We can work with that. That's AFC Championship appearance for the first time since what? 2009, 2010, when they had the Sanchez on their team? I think is when the last time they made the AFC Championship. They played the Patriots, didn't they? I'm pretty sure. Or maybe they didn't play the Patriots, but they played, I think they played the AFC Championship around that time. At least 2009. I don't know, maybe they might have went back-to-back, but I'm pretty sure it's 2009 is the year that I'm thinking of. And now Mark Sanchez just stabs truck drivers, I guess. Whatever. AFC Championship against the Titans. Obviously, we're going to jump in. We jump in for AFC title games or for conference title games, and we also jump in for Super Bowls, obviously. We have the better team on paper. We should have the better team on the field. We should win this game. It's the AFC Championship game. Jets and Titans. 2 teams you wouldn't necessarily think about when you think of the AFC Championship or championship games in general. But, I mean, we are, like 4 years deep into this thing? So I guess both teams could realistically have built themselves into championship contenders, and they clearly have, since we are playing in the AFC Championship against them. But we need to win. And we are down 24-21, fourth quarter action. We're jumping in here. Yes, both teams are wearing retro uniforms, and I hate calling these uniforms for both teams retro, because in my mind, they're still not retro. Because when I think of either of these teams, I don't think of the current uniforms they wear. I think of these. They're just better. A white helmet is always, in my opinion, going to be better than a dark helmet. I guess it depends on the team, but like the green and white just looks so good, and the light blue looks so good on the white. I mean, you can't go wrong with either of these uniforms, and yet they changed them. I don't know what they were doing, why they thought that they needed to change, but they did. Now, I will be fair. The Jets uniforms that they wear now, the current ones, I do kind of like. Not as much as the ones I'm wearing now, but the current ones, the ones with the little white accents on the sleeves and stuff, when they first initially changed, like those original Sam Darnold uniforms, were just awful. It was just a solid green. It looked horrible. Trash. Absolutely despicable. The fact that you could go from these uniforms I have on right now to the ones that they originally switched to. But then a couple years ago, maybe just recently, maybe like last year or something, they added a little bit of white accent on them and they look a lot better now. I will give them credit for that. So, but the Titans uniforms are just despicable. Disgust. I hate the Titan. The navy blue helmet is gross. I don't like anything. There's nothing redeemable about the current Titans uniforms, in my opinion. I don't like them at all. As we win the AFC Championship, by the way, I didn't even mention that because I was talking about the uniform combinations. I don't like the Titans. They're just not good looking. They don't look good. How could you go from a beautiful uniform like what we just saw on the field there to what you have now? You should be put in prison. Whoever agreed and greenlit that idea to switch those uniforms, because that's a criminal act, switching from what you had to what you are wearing currently. And it's the Jets and the Rams in the Super Bowl. Okay, clearly no Matt Stafford anymore, but probably still Puka Nacua. Clearly a good team, but not as good as us. And another team that I like their old uniforms, the St. Louis Rams uniforms that, I don't know, was it like a gold? Like, it was almost like a dirty gold is what they wore. Here, I'll show you real quick. I'll show you real quick what the uniforms are, what I'm talking about. These uniforms are much better. The greatest show on turf, these ones, perfect. Why would you ever go away from these? I know that you moved to LA, you wanted to get a little fancy, but even the ones that they switched to in 2019, with the white helmet, where's the white helmet at? Here's the white helmet. Yeah, these ones, I don't mind. Like, these ones are fine. The white helmet's not the greatest, especially with I never really liked the white helmet with this look, like the St. Louis look. But then they add the white helmet. But then they go to these as their homes. I always thought it was weird that you had such drastically different home and aways. Like, they wore these ones for home games. And they're so much different than their away uniforms. It's like they didn't even try. It's strange. They're completely different uniforms. Usually you have just like swapped colors for your home and aways, but they completely gave different uniforms. But these ones are much better. Right here. These are beautiful. These are the greatest show on turf. Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner, Torrey Holt. Just beautiful uniforms. Orlando Pace. Ugh. Ugh. Why would you ever switch these? They're gonna wear them. They're gonna wear these uniforms because these are just, they're magnificent. They are beautiful, and obviously we are wearing. But what I was talking about, like, they added the current uniforms with the little white accents on top. These look a lot better than do they have the ones that they wore? I forgot the rival uniforms. Do they have the original ones? I think these are the original ones, aren't they? Yeah, these are disgusting. Why would you ever wear these? How do you go from what you had with the white uniforms? Like, you had these ones. You have this beautiful. This is a perfect uniform. And this is a rival. Like, the Jets are rivals of the Patriots. These are perfect uniforms. You've got everything you need. You got great combination of colors. A green and white is perfect together. The helmet is beautiful. It's a beautiful helmet. It's a beautiful jersey. And then you go from that to this. The black actually looks pretty good. The green and the white, like this is just not. This is not it. But what they wear now, they like adjusted it a little bit. These look a lot better. So they did do a good thing there. They make these look a lot better than the original ones. But they're still not as good as the classics. So we're gonna rock the classics as we try to go win a Super Bowl. And I'm sorry that like 15 minutes of this end of this video has been me talking about uniform combinations, but hey, sometimes that's what you get. We have arrived at the Super Bowl, and it looks like it is in Raymond James here in Tampa. I wish that Madden would cycle through a few more stadiums for the Super Bowl than just like the 3 that they cycle through, because you get this one, you get Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, you get Hard Rock in Miami. They probably do the Saints Stadium. You do Vegas. I think they do SoFi as well. So maybe you get like 6. You get 5 or 6 stadiums. But you don't like, I want a Super Bowl in New England. I want a Super Bowl in Chicago, in Green Bay. I want a cold stadium, a cold weather city hosting a Super Bowl. Because I want to see what that looks like. I want to see some snow in the Super Bowl. I know that they would never do that again in real life because obviously Super Bowl is not for football fans at this point in history. The Super Bowl is for anybody else that's not a football fan. That would just, it's a status symbol to go to the Super Bowl, to watch the Super Bowl, all that kind of stuff. So obviously they would never put it in a oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl, by the way. They would never put it in a cold weather city anymore. I think the coldest they would ever do it is probably New York for MetLife. That's probably the coldest they would ever go again. They would never go to New England, obviously. They'd never go to Buffalo. They'd never go to Chicago or Green Bay, or who else is cold? I guess Minnesota used to be cold, but now they have a dome, so... Well, they've always had a dome, but the dome collapsed with the snow and stuff. That's still pretty... Have you ever seen that video? The snow collapsing in the Minnesota's old stadium? Insane video. Just the roof just collapses in on itself with the snow and stuff, and it falls on the field. It's a crazy video. We're gonna win the Super Bowl, by the way. I remember when that happened live. Not live, but I remember watching it on ESPN. They broke news that like the Super Bowl stadium had, or the Viking stadium had collapsed in on itself. The roof did with snow. Jackson Dart is the quarterback of the LA Rams. You had Spencer Rattler versus Jackson Dart in the Super Bowl. That is like an AAU kid's dream. Dear Lord. But the Jets are Super Bowl champions. This might be my worst team I've ever put together to win a Super Bowl. Because I don't know if we were ready to win one, but we played well enough to do it. And all you need to do is get hot at the right moment. You can take down any team, and to be the 1 seed definitely helped. We only had to go through the Buffalo Bills and then the Tennessee Titans to get here, so it definitely helped. But I feel like this is probably my worst team. I've definitely had better quarterbacks. I've definitely had better receiving cores. Breece Hall's pretty good at running back. Offensive line's actually pretty good. Maybe it's not my worst team. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at all my rebuilds and see the final Super Bowl team and see what team would be actually statistically worse or overall wise worse. But we got it done anyway. We win the Super Bowl. Jermaine Johnson is actually the Super Bowl MVP. He must have had a forced fumble or a sack or a big sack or something. I don't know what he did, but we don't win any other awards except for Coach of the Year with Aaron Glenn. But hey, we won the biggest award of all, and that is the Super Bowl. We have rebuilt the Jets post-trade deadline. It took us 3 years after the trade deadline. We hit on some of our draft picks. We obviously missed on some, but that's just going to happen. You can't hit on every single one. We're not the Patriots. Spencer Rattler does go up to star dev, by the way. Breece Hall's superstar dev. Pretty sick. Having Spencer Rattler be on this team is hilarious. I love that. I'm glad we made that choice. Offensive line looks pretty crazy good. Magana's up to an 80 overall. He's going to get pretty crazy good in the future. This team in general is good. Downey's now a star dev. Jair's starting to regress, but we kind of had a backup plan with Mikey Sanders still, so we're good there. This team's weird. Is it my worst team? The defensive line is definitely one of the worst I've ever had, overall wise at least. I've definitely had better defensive lines, but I mean, I've got some studs here. I got Lamont Bolden, who's a freak. Definitely worth trading up for him. He's a menace. He's got unbelievable coverages. He's playing crazy good. He's a great player. He is definitely a great player. And then this guy actually developed into quite the good player. We were kind of concerned with him because he was just fast. He was just a good athlete, but he's actually developed into a solid linebacker. He's not going to like blow you away, but he's more than just an athlete, which is more than what Isaiah Simmons can say. So, hey, you know what? That's a win. And then we also grabbed Downey, but Downey's nothing special. This guy right here is a freak. He's a little freak. Mitchell Osborne was in that first draft, I think, and he does everything well. He doesn't finesse very well, but you don't need to. He's a power rusher. You don't need a finesse. This guy's great. he's going to be a stud in this league for a long time. He's going to be the next like big time defensive tackle in the league. Forget about Sexy Dexy. Forget about Jeffrey Simmons. Forget about anybody you might think is a good defensive tackle in this league. Mitchell Osborne is right there. And then this guy, Joey Magana, never really got the start. I feel like if we were to go like maybe 2 or 3 more years, he would definitely be a monster. He would certainly take over for Jermaine Johnson. He's got the potential to be good, but he's not there yet. He's definitely got a little ways to go, but he's going to be good, given the time. Adonai Mitchell, we never could get to star dev, which is very frustrating, even putting him in the slot. We could never get him to star dev. He's still a great athlete, great receiver. He's up to an 87 overall, morale, or playing up to it, obviously. I think if this happened for the Jets, I think they'd be happy. Jets fans would be happy. We built the offensive line. Well, we didn't really have to. All we added was Bayless, who I think even the CPU draft, I didn't even draft Bayless. And that was it, because the Jets' offensive line in real life is actually pretty good. Tippmann and AVT, Membo, Fashanu, they're all really solid young players. If they can develop together and they can just add another guard like we did, this Jets team could be pretty good. Breece Hall, great running back. Garrett Wilson's obviously a freak. And then this little freak right here, Spencer Rattler, Super Bowl champion quarterback. I tell you, man, you can develop any quarterback in this game. All you have to do is give them a couple of years of development in the Cincinnati playbook, get their stats up, get their overall up, and then turn them into a playbook that actually wins games, simulates well, and you can win any game. You can develop any quarterback to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It's not that hard. It is not that hard. And we did it. We won the Super Bowl with the New York Jets post-trade deadline with Sauce Gardner leaving, with Quinnen Williams leaving. We did it. Super Bowl champions. And Sauce Gardner also got a Super Bowl because the Colts won a Super Bowl in like year 2 or something. So they did it. Or year 1, whatever it was. So everybody wins. It's a win-win trade for everybody, and the Jets are Super Bowl champions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.